Do you feel as though your life is trapped in an endless cycle, moving in repetitive loops, treading the same well-worn paths over and over again? Perhaps you experience a sense of stagnation, as if no matter how hard you try, life seems to lead you back to where you began. The days might blur into one another, and the aspirations you once held dear, the dreams of a brighter, more meaningful existence, seem buried under the weight of relentless pressures. Perhaps these pressures come from within as expectations and fears, or perhaps they stem from the chaotic nature of the world around you, with its constant demands and unforeseen challenges. In this state, you may feel as if you are navigating a storm without a compass, unsure of which way to turn, while the forces of life seem to push and pull you in directions you never chose. Your grand ambitions, those once vivid and inspiring visions of a better future, may now feel like distant echoes, overshadowed by the struggle to simply endure the chaos of daily life. It is as though the currents of existence, rather than your own intentions, have taken hold of the steering wheel. Yet, as we step into 2025, a year filled with opportunities yet unknown, it is the perfect moment to pause and reflect. This is the time to step away from the noise, from the repetitive cycles and burdens, and to ask yourself a profound question. How can I live a more awakened and compassionate life? What steps can I take to free myself from the suffering of these endless cycles? And how can I transform my days into something more meaningful, more aligned with the deeper truths of existence? The answer to this question is neither hidden in some distant corner of the world, nor buried under layers of complexity. It is not something that requires extraordinary effort to uncover, nor is it a secret reserved for a chosen few. Instead, it lies in the timeless teachings of the Buddha, who, over 2,500 years ago, illuminated a path to freedom, a way to break the chains of suffering and discover the peace and joy inherent in a mindful, compassionate life. These teachings offer a profound wisdom that transcends time, speaking directly to the heart of human experience. They do not demand that you change the world, but rather invite you to transform the way you see and respond to it. They remind us that the key to a fulfilling life lies not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in understanding the nature of our mind and learning to cultivate inner peace and clarity amidst the inevitable flux of existence. In the spirit of these teachings, this text invites you to explore 10 principles inspired by Buddhist wisdom, principles that hold the power to transform your life. These principles are not abstract or unattainable. They are practical and profound guides to help you navigate challenges, awaken to the present moment, and uncover the boundless potential for growth and compassion within yourself. With these principles as your guide, 2025 can become not just another year in a cycle of repetition, but a year of profound renewal, growth, and liberation. Take responsibility for your mind. Take a moment to pause and ask yourself a fundamental question. Who truly shapes my experience of life? Is it the ever-changing forces of the external world? Or is it my own mind? This inquiry lies at the heart of Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught that suffering does not arise solely from what happens to us, but from the ways in which we cling to desires, push away discomfort, and remain unaware of the deeper truths of existence. Clinging upadana, aversion dosa, and ignorance avijja are the roots of our suffering, binding us to cycles of dissatisfaction. By taking responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you unlock the ability to shape a more harmonious and peaceful path forward. This responsibility is not a burden but a gateway to freedom. Each moment, no matter how challenging, becomes an opportunity to cultivate wisdom and compassion. Rather than reacting impulsively, you can pause, reflect, and ask yourself, how can I respond to the situation skillfully and mindfully? This question opens a door to new possibilities, allowing you to meet challenges with clarity rather than confusion. Life will always present difficulties, an unkind word, a disappointment, a sudden loss. These moments are not obstacles to be avoided, but opportunities to deepen your understanding and nurture inner resilience. Each challenge, if approached with mindfulness and courage, can become a stepping stone on the path to liberation. Through this practice of taking responsibility for your mind, You transform not only your experience of the world, but also your relationship with yourself. Set intentions with clarity. In this fleeting life, clarity of purpose is a guiding light. The Buddha often emphasized the importance of intentions, satana, as the seeds of karma, the force that shapes our actions and their results. Without clear and mindful intentions, life can feel like a boat adrift, carried by the tides of external circumstances. To live meaningfully, you must first define your aspirations, not as rigid, inflexible goals, but as heartfelt intentions that spring from a place of kindness, awareness, and connection to all beings. Take a moment to write down your intentions. These are not checkboxes to tick off, but declarations of how you wish to live. Ask yourself, how can my actions contribute to the happiness and liberation of myself and others? Let this reflection guide your aspirations. For example, instead of setting a goal like, I want to earn more money, reframe it as, I intend to live in a way that supports my well-being and allows me to be generous to others. This approach aligns your intentions with deeper values. Breaking intentions into small, actionable steps is essential for bringing them to life. Cultivate patience and perseverance as you work toward these steps, knowing that transformation is not instantaneous, but a gradual unfolding. Like a seed that grows into a towering tree with care and time, your intentions flourish through steady, mindful effort. By setting clear intentions, you anchor yourself in purpose, aligning your actions with the highest aspirations of your heart. Life becomes not a series of random events, but a deliberate journey toward greater wisdom, compassion, and fulfillment. Cultivate discipline through mindfulness. Discipline, known as effort, virya, in Buddhist teachings, is not a form of restriction but rather the gateway to genuine freedom. It is through consistent effort and dedication that we can break free from the patterns of mindless reactivity and cultivate a life filled with meaning and purpose. The Buddha emphasized that discipline is not about forcing oneself into rigid routines, but about nurturing a steady and mindful engagement with life. It is a conscious choice to show up fully, moment by moment, for the tasks and responsibilities that shape your path. Approach each task, whether it is meditating, working, or caring for others, with full presence and mindful attention. When you pour your awareness into these moments, they transform from mundane to meaningful. Discipline does not depend on fleeting motivation, which often rises and falls like waves. Instead, it is built on the steady foundation of habits. Begin by committing to small, manageable actions that align with your values, and over time, these habits will become second nature. The Buddha reminded us of the importance of a disciplined mind when he said, "A disciplined mind brings happiness." This happiness arises not from achieving external results, but from the sense of inner peace and fulfillment that comes from living intentionally. Discipline frees you from the chaos of distraction and impulsiveness, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. When challenges arise, and they inevitably will, discipline becomes your anchor, keeping you steady amidst the storms of life. Remember, the path to liberation is walked not in grand leaps, but in steady, mindful steps. By cultivating discipline through mindfulness, you create a life that is not only productive, but also deeply aligned with the principles of wisdom and compassion. Embrace consistency with loving kindness. Consistency, or steadfastness, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It is through small, steady acts of mindfulness and compassion that true transformation takes root. In Buddhism, this steadfast effort is not fueled by perfectionism or self-criticism, but by a gentle and loving commitment to the path. Each moment of practice, no matter how small, is a blessing, a step toward awakening. Let loving kindness, metta, guide your efforts. When you approach consistency with kindness, you allow space for imperfection and recognize that growth is a gradual process. If you falter, do not judge yourself harshly. Instead, return to your practice with a compassionate heart, remembering that even the smallest effort contributes to your journey. For instance, if you miss a day of meditation, simply begin again the next day with renewed intention. True transformation does not come from dramatic changes or bursts of effort, but from steady, sustained action over time. Each small act, whether it is a moment of mindfulness, a kind word, or a compassionate deed, creates ripples that expand outward, like water carving through stone. Consistency has the power to reshape your life in profound ways. As you cultivate consistency, be mindful of your intentions. Ask yourself, am I approaching this with love and patience, or with force and expectation? Let your efforts be guided by the understanding that every step, no matter how humble, is part of a greater whole. With loving kindness, even the most challenging practices become acts of self-care and devotion. Through steadfastness and compassion, you can build a life grounded in inner peace and resilience. Each day, recommit to your practice, knowing that the journey itself is a gift. Over time, this consistency will lead you closer to the realization of your highest potential, and in doing so, bring greater harmony and joy to the world around you. Honor the preciousness of time. Life is fleeting, as transient as a dewdrop glistening in the morning sunlight before it evaporates. This impermanence is not a cause for despair, but a profound reminder to cherish each moment and live with purpose. The Buddha frequently urged his followers to reflect on the passage of time, saying, "Days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time?" This reflection invites us to pause and consider whether our actions align with our deepest values and aspirations. Time, unlike material possessions, is irreplaceable. Each moment that slips by is lost forever, making it one of our most precious resources. To honor the gift of time, focus on cultivating the Eightfold Path, which leads to wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Each step on this path, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, guides us toward a life of meaning and liberation. This doesn't mean filling every moment with busyness. Instead, it calls for mindful prioritization. Ask yourself, are my actions today contributing to my growth and the well-being of others, or am I being pulled into distractions that lead to suffering? Let go of activities and habits that do not serve your highest purpose. Use your time to nurture connections, engage in practices that bring inner peace, and work toward goals that uplift yourself and the world. By honoring the impermanence of time, you cultivate gratitude for the present moment. In doing so, life becomes not a rush to the future, but a celebration of the now, a series of opportunities to act with intention, kindness, and awareness. Surround yourself with Sangha. The people we surround ourselves with deeply influence our journey. The Buddha recognized this and emphasized the importance of Sangha, or spiritual community, as one of the three jewels of Buddhism. A Sangha consists of spiritual friends, Kalyanamitta, individuals who inspire us to grow in mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion. Reflect on the relationships in your life. Are they uplifting and supportive, or do they pull you away from your aspirations? Seek out those who encourage you to live authentically and stay grounded in your values. These are the friends who will remind you to return to your practice when you falter, who will celebrate your progress without envy, and who will challenge you to see beyond your limitations. At the same time, be a source of light for others. Practice generosity, patience, and understanding in your relationships. Offer support without judgment and kindness without expectation. As you cultivate these qualities within yourself, you naturally draw like-minded individuals into your life. The Sangha is not limited to those physically around you. It includes teachers, mentors, and even the wisdom found in books and teachings that resonate with your heart. By surrounding yourself with a community that nurtures your growth, you create a foundation of support that sustains you through life's challenges. Remember, as the Buddha taught, spiritual friendship is the whole of the holy life. Foster a positive, compassionate mindset. In the ebb and flow of life, we cannot control the waves, but we can learn to surf them with grace and equanimity. This is the heart of a positive, compassionate mindset, a way of seeing the world that focuses not on avoiding difficulties, but on approaching them with resilience and wisdom. Buddhist teachings remind us that the mind is the source of both our suffering and our joy. The Buddha said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own thoughts, unguarded." To cultivate a positive mindset, begin with awareness of your thoughts. Are they rooted in fear, anger, or envy? Or do they arise from love, gratitude, and understanding? By observing your mental patterns without judgment, you can begin to shift them toward more wholesome states. Gratitude is a powerful tool for fostering positivity. Take time each day to reflect on the blessings in your life, no matter how small. The warmth of sunlight, a kind word from a stranger, or the taste of a nourishing meal. These simple moments can serve as anchors of joy. Gratitude trains the mind to see abundance rather than lack, creating a foundation of contentment. Equally important is the practice of compassion, both for yourself and others. When faced with challenges, ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this? How can I respond with kindness rather than reactivity? This mindset transforms difficulties into opportunities for growth, allowing you to navigate life's trials with courage and grace. By fostering positivity and compassion, you not only uplift yourself, but also create ripples of goodness that touch the lives of those around you. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, enabling you to face the world with a steady heart and an open mind. Welcome change with equanimity. Impermanence and nikka is one of the most profound truths of existence, taught by the Buddha to remind us of the ever-changing nature of life. Everything we encounter, joys, sorrows, relationships, successes, and failures, is transient, like the flowing of a river. Resisting this truth creates suffering as we cling to the illusion of permanence and stability. By contrast, embracing change with equanimity allows us to find freedom and peace, even amidst life's uncertainties. When faced with change, reflect deeply. How can I meet this moment with grace, acceptance, and a willingness to grow? Instead of fearing change or trying to control it, see it as an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Change, though often uncomfortable, serves as a powerful teacher, guiding us to develop resilience, adaptability, and wisdom. Equanimity, upekkha, is the practice of meeting life's fluctuations with balance and calm. It does not mean indifference, but rather a profound acceptance of reality as it is. When change arises, take a moment to pause and observe your reactions. Are you resisting, clinging, or avoiding? By bringing mindfulness to your experience, you can respond skillfully rather than react impulsively. Each moment of change holds a hidden gift, a chance to let go of what no longer serves you and to step into new possibilities. Whether it is a personal challenge, a shift in relationships, or a major life transition, welcome change as a doorway to growth. As you cultivate equanimity, you will find that the waves of change no longer overwhelm you. Instead, they become an integral part of your journey toward liberation. Commit to lifelong learning. The Buddha consistently encouraged a spirit of inquiry, emphasizing that learning and understanding are essential for growth. Lifelong learning is not confined to books or formal education. It is a dynamic process of engaging with the world, questioning assumptions, and exploring the nature of the mind. As the Buddha taught, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Be curious, not only about external knowledge, but also about your inner landscape, the workings of your mind, your thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Hold the key to understanding the roots of both suffering and liberation. Meditation is a powerful tool in this exploration, offering a space to observe the mind without judgment and to uncover deeper truths. The wisdom you gain from study and meditation must be applied to daily life. As the Buddha said, "As a mountain of rock is unshaken by wind, so too, the wise are unshaken by praise or blame." This teaching reminds us that learning is not about accumulating knowledge, but about developing insight and equanimity. Apply what you learn to your relationships, your work, and your decisions, letting wisdom guide your actions. Lifelong learning also requires humility, the willingness to admit what you don't know and the courage to begin anew. Seek out teachers, mentors, and teachings that resonate with your heart, and be open to learning from every experience, whether joyful or painful. Remember, the world is a vast and ever-changing classroom, and each moment offers a lesson if you approach it with an open mind. Practice daily gratitude. Gratitude is a practice that awakens us to the beauty and abundance present in each moment. It shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is already here, filling our hearts with joy and contentment. The Buddhist teachings remind us to cultivate gratitude for both the profound and the simple, the breath that sustains us, the kindness of a stranger, the companionship of loved ones, and the opportunities for growth in every challenge. Begin and end your day with a moment of reflection. What am I grateful for today? These reflections need not be grand. Even the smallest blessings are worthy of recognition. Perhaps it's the warmth of the sun on your face, a comforting meal, or a moment of connection with a friend. By consciously noticing and appreciating these moments, you train your mind to see life through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to negative emotions like envy, resentment, and dissatisfaction. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your heart becomes lighter and your perspective shifts. This practice doesn't deny life's difficulties, but reminds us that even amidst adversity, there is always something to be thankful for. Extend your gratitude outward by expressing it to others. A heartfelt thank you or a kind note can brighten someone's day and strengthen your connections. Gratitude, when practiced consistently, transforms not only your mindset, but also your relationships and the energy you bring to the world. By living with gratitude, you align yourself with the Buddha's teachings of mindfulness and compassion, creating a life rooted in joy and appreciation for the present moment. As you reflect on all there is to be thankful for, you may find that happiness arises naturally, like the sun breaking through the clouds. As we stand at the threshold of 2025, imagine the year ahead as a blank canvas, stretched wide and full of possibility. Every moment that lies before you is like an unpainted stroke, waiting for the colors of your intentions, actions, and thoughts to bring it to life. With each breath you take, you hold the brush in your hand, ready to create a masterpiece of meaning, growth, and joy. Life, as the Buddha taught, is a series of fleeting moments, ever-changing and impermanent, yet filled with boundless potential for awakening. The year ahead is not bound by the patterns of the past, nor the fears of the future. It is an opportunity to step into the present moment fully, to transform your life not through grand gestures, but through steady, mindful effort. With the guidance of these timeless principles, rooted in the profound wisdom of Buddhist teachings, you have the tools to navigate life's uncertainties with clarity and grace. May 2025 be the year in which you find liberation from the cycles of suffering that have held you captive. Let this be the time you cultivate discipline not as a burden, but as a path to freedom. Embrace change as a teacher rather than an adversary, and discover the power of gratitude to transform even the simplest moments into sources of joy. May you commit to lifelong learning, not just of external knowledge, but of the inner workings of your mind, and may you surround yourself with a community of support and inspiration, a sangha that uplifts your spirit and helps you stay rooted in your practice. As you walk this path, may you uncover the beauty of the present moment, realizing that peace and fulfillment are not distant destinations, but states of being accessible right here, right now. Through mindfulness, compassion, and loving kindness, may you not only enrich your own life, but also radiate positivity to those around you, creating ripples of goodness that extend far beyond yourself. Remember, every action you take, no matter how small, is a brushstroke on this canvas of 2025. Choose your colors wisely, paint with intention, and let your creation be a reflection of your highest values and aspirations. Let this be the year where you live with boundless compassion, unshakable peace, and the wisdom to embrace life as it unfolds. If these principles resonate with you, take a moment to reflect on how you can incorporate them into your daily life. Begin today, right now, by setting an intention for the year ahead and taking one small step toward it. Transformation begins with action, If you found this message meaningful, please give this video a thumbs up to let us know it connected with you. Share it with friends, family, or anyone who might be seeking a more awakened and purposeful life in 2025. Your act of sharing could be the spark that inspires someone else to embark on their journey of growth. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights, teachings, and practical wisdom inspired by Buddhism and other timeless philosophies. Together, we can explore new paths, deepen our understanding, and support each other in creating lives filled with peace, joy, and meaning. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to growth. Let's make 2025 a year of transformation, one mindful moment at a time.